I'm just about to make some more of the oversized pencil cases that we've been giving as gifts all through the year. They've been a huge hit. Every single kid has absolutely loved them. Even the kids I didn't think were going to like them, they loved them. But it's December now, and we've already had 2 birthdays, maybe 3 birthday parties. I can't remember. It's been so many this month, and I've got another birthday next week and another birthday party next week. Oh, I just December's so busy when it comes to birthdays for my kids. It's just so busy. So I'm just sitting down and making a pencil case now before the kids get home, and then hopefully I can get a couple done this afternoon. It's pretty quick. I've already done one panel. I'm using my Tula pink scraps, so that's the outside and inside, and I don't know if you can see if you're really closely. I've been using all the fancy stitches on the machine, so I quite like that one. That's what it looks like on the back, and there's like a I don't know, can you see them all? There's that one there, but you can't really see them on the front. Or you can, I don't know. Definitely see this one. It's pretty cool, I think. I like that one. But yeah, I've just been playing with the stitches. You know, I've got them on the machine. May as well use them. So I've actually got to do the pocket, and I've actually cheated a little bit. I've actually pre-cut all my fabrics to shape. So this is what I'm going to be doing, and I've cut them all to the length that I need. And then because my daughter, yeah, this is who I'm making this one for, my daughter. You know what? I've got a birthday party next week, and I'm jumping ahead, and I'm making a Christmas one for my daughter. Anyway, I'll get them all done one at a time. I thought this is cute. It's got nice pink zipper tape, and it comes with pink. I've got pink tabs for it. But my daughter is Doctor Who mad. Honestly, Halloween, she went and dressed up as a weeping angel, and has started making a Dalek in the backyard. So I found these Dalek zipper tabs. So I'm going to try and get this onto this. Hopefully it should work, because it should work with a bit of fiddling. And then hopefully I'll get this one done. So sew along with me. I thought this could be a chatty, sewy one, rather than music in the background. Just because, you know, I don't chat very much, and I might have things to say. Goodness, I don't know. Nothing really exciting has happened to me, but we'll give it a go. So let me just set up the sewing machine and we can talk. Okay, so before I start the front panel, I might just finish this back panel, and I actually sew the pocket on the inside. So I think that's going to be the top. Yep, so I'll put a pocket in here in the backyard. The backyard? Oh my gosh, I need a cup of tea. On the back side of it. So I've actually cut all the little threads off, made it all nice and neat, and then I'll stitch on the pocket for there. I found some really cool fabric. The inner interfacing, I'm not going to iron it on because I can't be bothered getting my iron out. And a little tag, and that little tag I actually going to have it so it goes like that, because then the kids can stick their pencils in it and they don't flop around. So let's just start that one. Okay, so this is the pocket. I'm going to do it right sides together. Probably a bit big. Maybe I should do it. Oh, anyway, we'll figure that out. And then I'm going to put the interfacing on, so then we can turn it inside out. I haven't actually sewn for a couple of months. I don't know why. I think it's because I sew on the kitchen table, and I've got to pack up every time I finish sewing so we can have dinner. I really wish I had my own craft space, but you know, I don't. I've got to share it with the food and the fruit bowl and that. I guess if I had my own craft space, it would have to be in a different house, because we just don't have the room. We've just got a 3-bedroom house. And the small space we do have that's left over, so my husband's working from home. He's been working from home since COVID, and occasionally he goes into the office. Like today, he's had to go and do some stuff. But So I don't have a space. I really wish I had a space. And I'm just testing my patience and turning these. Oh, that's a nice big pocket. Maybe it should go that way. Just close this off. Should I go that way? Is it? It's not rectangle. It's just a. It's not exactly square. So maybe this will be the side. May as well go all the way around, make it even. All right, I haven't even got my pins out. This is how like scrappy this is. Oh, come on, cut. All right, so that is a wonky rectangle. Okay, so this is the wonky rectangle. I've got it so it's wider along here and it's on the top. So I'm going to have the zip about, what can you see? The zip about here. So then if you open up the zip, you'll have this. It's probably about right. Oh, I've got to put this on first. So I'm just going to stitch the sides down so that way it leaves the pens to, the kids can put the pen in there. Because I've learnt that's what they like. So sort of in the middle-ish. I don't even have my pins or anything else out like that to make life easier. Actually, I put them away because I had to pack up the table for dinner. And I don't know where they are. I mean, I don't know where they are, but you know, it's so hard to find them. Packing up after all the time is just, I don't know, it feels demoralizing sometimes, honestly. All right. Okay, and now without pinning, let's go. So still the top. You've got the zipper about. Oh, you know what? I haven't trimmed it. Oh, naughty me. I haven't trimmed this to size. Oh, I'm so glad I stopped right now. Once I've trimmed it to size, I will put this on. So you know what? I'm going to put this over there. And then I will finish this one. Finish. I haven't even started it. So this is the pieces that I put together. There was, what was this one? This one must be this here. This is the bottom. So I have a couple of pieces of half square triangles that I sewed together, and I've sewed, and they're a bit wonky, which is why I think I've done one back to front. Yeah, this one here is out of whack to all the rest, and so is this. This can you see? This one here is wanky, wonky, but I don't care. My kids aren't going to care unless, you know, even if I sit and point them out, they won't care. So let's just move all these off. And I think the first bit we need to do is sew this piece to this piece. Oops. So we've got this sort of in the middle-ish. Yep. Doesn't have to be in the middle. And we'll just sew this to this. All right. Don't have to worry about using a 1/4-inch foot because there's no precision seams here. Yes, the scissors. Now, if you're the person that likes ironing, go for it. Me, it's just one more thing in my kitchen space. So I'm not going to do that. It looks nice as it is. So should we do the done that side and then on this side? That's the straighter edge, and that's the straighter edge. All right, so I've got 1 and 1, so I'll do this side first with a straighter edge, and then we'll fold this one back to the straighter edge, and we can whack-a-doodle them on, if whack-a-doodle is a sewing word. You can go back and you can do extra quilting if you want, whatever you want. Actually, this is taking ages, so I might just increase my the stitch length to 3 to see if that speeds it up a little bit, and I might just put some quilting in here, just I don't know, just because let's just do some straight. Beautiful. So of course, if you want to iron these flat before you do all this, go for it. Your project. Do I need another one there? I suppose I do. And then this side. Should we do the same? No, let's not do the same. Let's do a different stitch. How about a wavy, which is number 34. Oh, let's just get rid of these threads. Only thing with using fancy stitches, they take a little bit longer. Oh, another thread. Another one. And we'll do another one at the top. Okay. All right, got a bit of floaty material. Okay. The next piece was this one, because I think I was going to put this one, and then they were going to kiss it at the bottom. And I might need another bit down here, but we'll see how we go. So I might stitch these two together first. Don't know why, but I will. You do everything the same, it'll get a bit boring, I guess. Whoops, wrong stitch. This could just be a normal stitch. Almost had a wavy stitch there joining them together. That'd be interesting. Try to flatten some of those seams out. See, that one's not kissing that one. It don't matter. I don't live in a perfect world. I don't need to have perfect quilting. Well, for a scrappy quilt anyway. All right, let's have a look. Oh yes, I have another piece of fabric down to go down here. Didn't see that one, it was hiding. All right, so that looks good. Give it a flatten. Got a big chunky seam there, but it don't matter. Chunky wonky. It's going to have pencils and stuff in it. It doesn't matter. Okay. Flatten that one down. let's have a look. What does this look like? It looks all right. So I might just sew this bit on here. I was trying to go for cohesive. Bit of the colour there, bit of the colour here. And then I might do a little bit of quilting, just quick quilting. Because there's another stitch I want to use on the front here to balance it out. Alright, doesn't go all the way to the bottom, but I don't mind. I don't have a set size in mind when I go to make these, just an oversized pencil case, no matter what size that gives me. So all right, now I want to use that chain stitch that was on the front of can you see it here? This one here on the back, you can see it maybe on the, oh no, that one, it's like a big rectangular chain stitch. I want to use that one, which is number, I can't see it on here, 63. So it takes a little bit longer, but I'm just thinking it's going to look cute along here. Oh, 63. Is it right? Yes. So that's going to take a while. I'll show what it looks like. As you can you see what it looks like? Yeah, not really. Too many colours. Problem with Tula pink. Too many colours. Not that that's an actual problem. Get rid of the hump. Alright, I'm just going to pause the video because it's going to take ages, and I'll come back when I've done both of them. Okay, so I've just I put this row of stitching along here and a row of stitching. So this is kind of got like a ladder stitch, which is really hard to see, of course. And this has got more like a cross stitch, so you can see here kind of where the threads are, which I'll trim though from sewing the other strips together. You can probably see them along here, and I like this cross stitch one there. So now we need to turn it over. We need to make a decision on who's the smallest. I think this one's the smallest. Okay, and then I just going to eyeball, where's the, you know what, I'm just going to cut this bit off so I can see the bottom of the other one. Now you can of course get your rotary cutter out and a ruler, but I have a straight edge here of the table, so I'm just going to line this up along the bottom of the table, which you probably can't see. So, and then I'm just going to cut along up the side. If it's a little bit wonky, it'll straighten out when you sew it together. And then I'm going to cut along this line here and along the top, because that looks like a fairly straight line. Like I do have a rotary cutter and I do have the mats and everything, but I'm time constrained trying to get everything out. All right, so I'm just going to level that up with the table and cut up a straight line. All right. So I'm not going to worry about this. This will be caught in the seam. So that's the front. This is the back, and the back looks okay. There's this little bit here, but that'll be caught up in the seam as well. So now I'm going to turn it over and on this magic pocket. So this will be the zip. So I might just stitch it a little bit lower and then just sort of in the middle-ish. So like, and this is, so yeah, very good. My accurate in the middle measurements. Sew this one on. Needle down. No one's ever going to open up the inside of these pouches, so don't worry about not doing a perfect job. Once the pouches have got everything in them, you'll never see the inside of them. You know, you'll never be turning them inside out. So, unless you know, someone was examining your work, and who's going to do that? All right. Oh, one more thread. Okay, so now we need to measure a zipper. And I need to find a pair of scissors, so not my sewing scissors. So bear with me. One benefit of being in the kitchen is it's easy to find the kitchen scissors. So there's my fabric scissors out of the way. Okay. I'm going to cut this wider, whoops, than my project. So I've got wiggle room. Because normally it takes, I never get the zipper tab on first go. So, I mean, these are the cute pink zipper tabs, which are really cute. And this is a Dalek. And it's got a pinkish tinge. So, let's see how we go. Of course, drop it. There you go. And then one little thing. Can we hear the click? Oops. Try this end. Not that way. No, this way. Not this way. No, this way. No, that way. No, this way. Where have you gone? So this is exciting viewing, is me trying to do the zip, if it's going to work. Maybe it needs to be on a metal tab. Let's have a look. Oh, let's have a look at the size of the... Oh, well, they're a bit smaller. That's helpful, because I didn't actually buy zippers with that tape. Let's try this one, see if it's just the user. Oh, that fits on much easier. Yeah. All right, well, came this close to having a Dalek tab on it. But anyway, that's life. So we've got this. This is still a cool tab. Actually, when I bought these, I didn't actually read the fact they were zipper tabs. I didn't think they'd come with the head on it. Maybe I'll have to go around and see if I can take that tab off. I don't know, and get that little bit there and pull it off. Maybe I can figure that out. I don't know. But anyway, got a zipper. All right. Now, if you want 100% accurate zipper, pudding honouring, is that a word? Don't come looking at me. I do it my way, which is the only way I can do it. So, you need this side to this side. I'm not going to worry about the overhang, but one thing I've learned over the time is to use your zipper foot, Marie. Use your zipper foot. Where is my zipper foot? That's not, there it is. Use your zipper foot. You got it, use it. All right, so because, I'm not going to pin it, just make sure it's that way down. Hang on. Where's the front? let's put the front on first. So we've got the zipper going the right way. So this is the front, and we want the zipper to go to close this way, to open this way. So we'll do it this way. We'll just close it so I don't, this way. So we'll put this one out of the way for a second in my lap. The first piece that you put on is easiest because you don't have to line up anything. When you put the second one on, you just got to take a little bit longer because you have to line it up. So your panels are together. All right, tip of needle down, and let's just move this baby out of the way. Come on, don't you go. Thank you, baby. And it helps if you talk to the zipper tape. It's really disconcerting because both sides look the same, and you think, oh no, I've done it wrong. In 99 cases, you know, I have. All right. Where are my fabric scissors? No, they're not my fabric scissors. Here they are. Too many scissors now on the table. All right, so you know what I have forgotten to do? I forgot to zigzag the edges. But that's not a problem because I'm going to come along the zipper tape and I'm going to trim this down. I'm not going to trim the zipper tape. I'm going to trim the fabric. Don't do what I do. Finish your edges before doing the zipper tape. This is what happens when you haven't sewed for a few months. You forget all your little things that you do. So when I top stitch my zipper down, it's going to hide this raw edge, and then you'll have no idea that I have just gone and done this. I absolutely promise you. Okay, so then what you do is you hit the reverse button of life and then just find the foot, which has gone invisible. Here it is. And then you zigzag all around your edges. And that finishes off your edges, so then you don't have to worry about things. I'm just going to undo a few stitches there so I can get this in. And this just stops anything from fraying. So if I make them a bit tighter. Did that make it tighter or did it make it smaller? I got no idea. That. And then you think to yourself, oh, you know what? I got an overlocker for my birthday. This would be the perfect project for it. But once again, the overlocker's on the other table, all packed up. And I'm like, I just want to do this. Maybe next project I'll overlock the edges. I wasn't really expecting an overlocker. My husband asked me what I wanted for my birthday, so I sent him a link. I sent him a link to two things. One was about $100, and the overlocker, which is about $1,600. And to my surprise, he bought me the overlocker, which is like, I have been asking for one for about 10 years. So, I'm, you know, that's pretty decent, I reckon. But now I've got to learn how to use it. And by the way, in Australia, we call overlockers sergers overlockers. So if you're wondering what an overlocker is, it's a serger. And also, you'll have to tell me if you kind of like this talking all the way through it, rambling, boring, blah. I was watching someone's YouTube earlier. She's a sewer, and she called it a vlogmas because it's like a video log at Christmas. I went, oh, I could try that. So here I am trying that. I did have a comment once about someone saying, you don't talk. Why don't you talk? Like, sometimes I don't feel like talking. Apparently today I feel like talking. All right, there's that one. Put that one to the side. That's the top. No, that's the front panel. And so this is the back. So I'm just going to zigzag all the way around this one. Start here in the middle. And what I'll do, because this is a bit boring, I'll just pause this here and then I'll come back when I've done it. Okay, so I've zigzagged around all of them. So that was exciting. Not. So now I'm going to attach this front to this back. So hang on. I need to go like this. Yes, because then it's going to open up. Boom. Oh, wow, look at that colour. Oh, nice. Sweet. So you just have to line this edge up with your front edge. And the same with this one. But you know what? Once again, change your foot, Marie. Change your foot. Before I decide to do it and go, I can do this without changing the foot. Okay. Let's just move this out of the way. So we've lined up this little baby. Lined her up all the way there. I'm just not going to worry about this. I'm going to sew right over that later. And that's what happens when you try to do a zigzag stitch on a that's what happens when you try to do a zigzag stitch when you're trying to sew on a zipper foot. You break your needle. That's all right. Oh no. Ah! I've got a little case here just for that. It's not the first one I've done. It does do a wicked shape to it. So you know what? Change that foot first. Change that foot down. Oh, look at that nice bend to it. All right. I've got more in here, I think. Please, please, where are the needles? No. All right. I'm going to have to go find a needle. Of course, I keep them somewhere else. Gone are the days where I used to keep them in here. All right. I'm going to pause this. Then I'm going to come back when I have re-threaded my needle. Or we'll put a new needle in and re-thread it. Okay, seriously, that took ages. It's been ages since I've threaded a needle. And you know what? I haven't done it since I've gotten new glasses. So where I look out to focus on things like that, I have to change the angle of where I'm looking through in so I'm saying from the wrong end. The way I look at it through my glasses, because they're the way that they're focused. So, oh my god, I think it probably took me 5 minutes to do that, and that was not fun. Okay, I've got it on the straight stitch. Oh, look at that, it works when you use the right stitch. Okay, I've got it on down. Now you're going to catch all around there, are you? No. Okay, once again, it does help if you talk to it. I mean, it doesn't really, but you feel like you're not going quite as insane. I mean, surely I'm not the only one that talks to it. Move the zipper out of the way before I try to do the fancy zipper move, which never works. Okay. Now, let's change it back. And let's have a look. What have we got? We have got a zipper. We need to top stitch, that's correct. So I top stitch without the what's it called? Zipper foot. I just go down, put my hand under and make sure that little baby's under. Oops, get rid of the threads. All right, one side done. That was the side that I trimmed. So as you can see, it's actually making a neater finish than this one. But you know, I've already gone and zigzagged it. So let's just do that one too. Stick your hand under and give it a bit of a wiggle and a jiggle. I was actually teaching my son how to make these. He loves sewing. He turns 12 next. I think it's next week. I'm looking at the calendar from here, and I think it's next week, or it's the week after. I don't know. Anyway, he turns 12 way too soon. He starts high school next year. So high school in Australia is from grade 7s to 10. Or actually, I think it's grade 7 to 12 now. They don't have the colleges anymore here in Tassie. They're phasing them out and putting them in with the high schools. So I went to college, year 11 and 12 at a different school. And then, you know, if you want to do a trade, you go to technical school after that, like a mechanic or something, or you go to university if you want to be a doctor or a teacher, as he wants to be. So, but yes, high school. I'll have one in primary school and one in high school. I'm just cleaning up the threads. Okay, so now we're just going to stitch it all together. So undo the zipper, put it in the middle, I think. Now this end here, I am going to sew over it because, you know, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to hand crank it. I'm going to start on the fabric and go backwards. Go on, your little thing. And if it folds forward, I don't mind. And then I'm going to come forward again. Now, possibly if I was selling them, I would do that another way, but I'm not selling them. And every kid that has received this has absolutely loved it, and none of them, well, not one commented on my zips. Oh, actually they did, because I put little tassels on them. So you're going to stitch all around it, and then I'm going to check to make sure it looks good from the other side. So go down. What I do is I go all the way, oops, not needle down. I go one side and then I do the other side. So as you can see that this has come forward on this side, so I'm going to try the same with this one. Once again, starting on the fabric and going backwards. Just go slow. And that's going to create the zipper tabs there. I forgot to lengthen the stitch. Now it'll go a bit faster. And then I'm just going to do the end. Come back and do the end. Oops. Let's try that. Because yep, I knew that would happen. It's not doing all of it, so I'm going to have to come in a little bit, maybe this side of the line. Okay, and now I'm just going to trim this, and I'll re-zigzag this because there's the line. All right, ziggy. Get rid of threads that should come from. All right, let's see now. I'm going to need kitchen scissors because I'm going to trim that one and this one. Any threads? And there's some threads down here. Doesn't matter that I'm using the kitchen scissors. Yeah, and there's some threads on this side. And I think we are done, and I can have a cup of tea. Hang on, what's the time? Yep, I'm gonna have a cup of tea before I go collect the kids from school. I'll walk over there and get them. We live so close to a school. Well, the primary school is going to be a bit different next year, and I've got one in high school. And hopefully we can get the bus that goes outside our house. All right, let's have a look. Looks like I've got all the bottom. Looks like I've got that seam. And it looks like I've got that seam. All right, bada bing, bada boom. So we just need to open this up a little bit. Just helps get this corner in, and then you just kind of just give it a little bit of a magic push. That looks all right. We come along, and we can just trim those, and there's this end, and there's a random thread. Oh yeah, I forgot to put a tab on it. Oh well. Oh, look at that. I meant to sew a little tab in there so you can hold it. Oh, look at this. What do you reckon? So this is from some of my older Tula pink scraps. I don't have any of her new line. The ones with the birds in it, I'm not sure if that's her new line or not. But I kind of fell in love with the birds, and I went, no, I've got to use what I've got. These wrinkles will come out when I give it an iron and a press. I think it looks pretty snazzy. Let's show you the inside. A couple of threads in there. All right, got one done. 2 more to go, but not today. I seriously need a cup of tea now, a stretch after that. And I hope that was interesting for you. Please let me know if you liked me chatting along. And if you've made any of these before, because honestly, it's great stash busters. You make them any size you want. And every kid that gets them absolutely adores them, and the other kids are jealous. And in fact, in my child's classroom, my daughter's classroom, there are 4 of these sitting on the desks. And I walk in the morning to let my daughter in, and just seeing these on the desks, it's just, I don't know, it makes me feel gooey, and a bit of colour to the classroom. And no one's going to steal them because they're so identifiable. And in my son's classroom, there's 3 in his room too, I think. But yeah, these are just the bee's knees. Every kid loves them. I love them. They're big enough for a Kindle. I actually might make one for the car because it fit perfectly down in between the seat where the driver console, where the brake is, and the middle console. It fits down perfectly, so I could put some I don't know, snacks in here. I could put my book in here, my Kindle in here, anything, my EPP kit, for when you want an English paper piece or something, just an emergency crochet project. It could be anything, but yeah, I think they're fantastic. And you can use it as a carry bag. All right, so this is my Tula pink one done. I have 2 more to go, and we can do it. And I might come back on and show another video because I have a Secret Santa present to make. I go to Mom, I need a Secret Santa. So I need to do one of those as well. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.